Hello everyone, welcome to Officer 24/7. This is our YouTube channel JIB English Medium, and my name is Niharika Walia Bhatnagar, and I'm with you with the specific area of advanced accounting and financial management for bankers, and I hope I'm audible. And this particular session is all about unit number 3 of this book, everyone. Okay. What do we follow? We follow Macmillan books only. So whenever we are dealing with these topics, make sure that you're also following the same book as well. Now moving on to what are we going to talk about today? Everyone, let's talk about journal. You must have heard about journal. That was the first topic to understand. Na? When we talk about journal entries, individual transaction which is recording whatever happened in the business. You got money, you lost money, transaction of any certain purpose is given in that way. है ना? Now in this case, what happens? When we talk about journal, we are talking about each and every situation or every incident in a separate manner. This happened, that happened, this happened, that happened. है ना? So when they talk about this specific area, they are talking about individual whatever is happening. But after a certain period of time, you need to know the total of whatever has happened. Na? If you do not know about the total of whatever has happened, you might go wrong in your business. Why? Because individual transactions are different, and noting down things on the total basis is essential. There is a reason behind it. If there is a particular sales return, one individual sales return will never impact the business. But if what if the most of the sales that we have made have been now converted into a sales return? Now this is where your totals are extremely important to find out whether your business was going fine, or if you made a blunderous decision going for that specific business or going for a specific standard which is definitely not meeting the requirements of the people, है ना? So that is it about the specific area altogether. So then when we talk about the single journal, you have lack of details. You'll write this sales, this purchase, this got, this lost. All that particular expenses, incomes and everything else is written for sure. But there's one problem, that is difficulty to extract periodic transaction details. Whatever you are recording, it's basically something which I can say is periodic. है ना? You get periodic details but only for this particular year or this relevant year you are taking up. And then internal check issues. One problem is that nobody knows the total purchases or total sales till the time they don't go through the details of the book. Right? I'm sorry. Next part is bulky records. If you ask me that what is happening in the business that I tell you, I need to check it out. And I take a lot of time in reviewing all that. That is not going to help you. The reason behind this is that bulky, if the records are extremely bulky, then they are misleading. They can be troublesome. They can be something where it is difficult to find out what exactly is happening in the business. So this is where you need to look forward to, you know. Then comes, they said that instead of writing everything in a rough notebook, which is your journal, make everything together in terms of different fair notebooks. So sales, purchase, or all those specific areas altogether. Na? We have to see this part now, everyone. So when we talk about subsi books are what? Subsi books means the fair notebooks that we're writing. Matlab, we can right now record all the total sales in one book directly, total purchases, but that too the credit one. Both the credit purchases and the credit sales can be written in those specific books. Everything related to cash can go into the cash book. So in this case, overall 8 different types of books exist. Okay? And among these we are going to segregate everything about the cash and the credit, and we create is something which is extremely specialized, है ना? Done, everyone? Got the idea? Everybody sorted? Chaliye then. When we are talking about these subsidiary books, there are overall 8 types, starting from cash book, passbook, sorry, cash book, then you have journal proper, then you have purchase, then you have sale, purchase return, and then we have sales return. है ना? Done, everybody? Got the idea? Then, based upon this, you define your subsidiary books. So, when we define your subsidiary books, what are those? Overall, there are 8 types of books, starting from purchase book and sales book. Purchase book is also called purchase day book. Every day, whatever is there, we will be recording it accordingly. That is purchase book. Done. This is only and only the credit purchase, or always remember this is of goods, not of assets. Assets is something which helps your business to grow. Goods is something which you are selling and earning money. If my basic business is of stationery, then pens are what? Pens are basically something which is a good for me. So in this case, what I will say is basically this is nothing but accepting of the fact that we talk about the arrangement in the business there, whatever you have, you are looking forward to specific goods for the business, and then you say that if you are buying goods from me, it's fine, but pay me after this much amount of time by max. है ना? Done. Then we have sales book. Sales book is also called sales day book, in which we record all the sales of the organization. But this includes only the credit sales, not the cash sales. पता है, when we talk about the cash book, in terms of the subsidiary books, when we talk about the XYZ books that we are opening, sales book talks about exclusively selling, or we are looking forward to being look forward towards the selling of any asset that we possess in the beginning, from the or in the organization, not something which belongs to anybody else, right? When we talk about sales book, it is all about machines, in terms of machinery. When we talk about this, we are exclusively saying that the digital, then we talk about the digital methods, the credit method has definitely been the best way to record the books of accounts. So in this case, what's going to be the answer? The sales is going to be only and exclusively credit sales, right? Done, everyone. When we talk about this part, what if the other person doesn't like our clothes, even though we have introduced everything? There can be many reasons behind it, na? So that is something we will say, that this has to be whatever your interest rate is, -1. Done. That is a portion of the purchase and sales book which is exclusively of your goods. Now, what if we want to return and someone returns us? If we want to return, we'll call it purchase return. Right? We purchase and we are returning it back. And if someone else gives it back, that is your sales return. Done. Done, everybody. Now the next part is, if I do not know my debtor, for example, there is a debtor who is absolutely new to the market and I don't know him yet. So what will I ask him? I will say, sir, if you are supposed to pay my money after a certain period of time, then you give this thing to in writing to me so that I can get it authenticated. And whenever you face any problems in fulfilling your duties in terms of the contract, I can look forward towards some other arrangement, right? Then when we talk about the specific area, this leads to the area of bill books. Whatever is there in terms of the cash book or the passbook there, that means a specific organization has been looking forward towards the people who are focusing upon what the people who are willing to pay their amounts, and that is why we looked forward towards bills payable and bills receivable. The businessman would say, I'll give you the money tomorrow, and the same thing the businessman can also say. So when we talk about the bill book, this is related to the area of the credit sales that we have made, and those credit sales are recorded in a certain manner. That is, they are a part of your purchase book and sales book. है ना? Sales is credit sales, and then purchases is credit purchases exclusively, which is used in subsidy books. But you have to be very careful about the bills payable as well as the bills receivable. Done, everyone. Now let's talk about the next part. Now there is something called cash proper. Cash book is basically a book which records exclusively the movement of cash and only cash. It doesn't record anything else, everyone. It talks about exclusively the cash for the organization. Then cash inflow, cash outflow, everything is recorded in the cash book there. And the next part is journal proper. Whatever cannot be recorded anywhere in those 7 books is going to go in this last book. Done, everyone? Got the idea about this now? Cash book is exclusively movement of cash. Inflow is plus, outflow is minus. And the opposite goes for passbook. If you lose cash, then you are obviously gaining cash in your bank account. You know? So all those things can happen. Now comes the next part. Purchases books in details, everyone. What? We are recording it in terms of the goods. We are keeping it for resale. You know? See, when we talk about the specific area of purchase book records only the goods purchased or not the assets that we purchase. So in this case, it does not include any cash purchase and assets they are not a part of anything else, but anything that includes movement of cash is supposed to be a part of the specific area of cash book, and the remaining counterparts, if anything exists, that would be a part of your business. ठीक है ना? Done. So in this case, what we do not include the cash purchases. We do not include in the purchase account just because it is a part of your cash book now. And then format is basically the specific format is something that we can find in terms of the two persons looking forward towards a business. Done, everyone. Now let's talk about the exclusions. Exclusions is something that is not related to the area of assets of the business. Last part is format. There is a specific format you write in the same manner as the ledger. What do we have in this case, everyone? What do we write? We have our date, then we have our particular, and then we have our amount. Once we have written it all, then we can classify is as per the annual organization scenario. Okay? When we talk about the annual, that is something where we'll be recording it in terms of the format as per the place from where we study. This is one particular example of one of those things. Done, everyone. After the purchase book, what do we have? We have our trade discount. If I buy something in bulk, obviously I will be having some discount. When I buy something in bulk and I'll say that I'll not pay you today, I'll pay you tomorrow, then it is something that we look forward to. It picked Yeah, we talk about the trade discount. Now, trade discount means the bulk discount that you're giving to any person who's being actively involved in your business there. Whatever they are doing, you are recording it साथ साथ में. That is why we talk about the fixed assets. Done, everyone? When we talk about the trade credit, trade discount is basically a specific discount which is available only when the specific bond remains same. Done. Now, when we talk about the calculation, always remember trade discount is not shown in the balance sheet or anywhere else. It is just this disclosure which is used for calculation. है ना? Then recording. How do we record these things? Trade discount which you give is your expense. The one which you receive is your income. Done, everyone? Now moving on to the next point. That is, how much difference is that? When you give anybody a bulk discount, then the person would want that he gets more discount further. Then you will say, if you make the payment before time, then I can give you for sure. है ना? So when we have the cash discount is based upon the movement of cash in the organization. So the purpose is to maintain or tap the most important element, that is your cash. Then you put an offer in front of the particular person there. Done, everyone? Cash discount is what? 2% discount if you pay. This is actually called prompt payment. When you make the payment before time, then it is called prompt payment or prepayment. And this thing definitely has a cost. Done. So we are done with purpose, offer as well as example of cash discount. Next part is your purchase book. Purchase book matlab the book which records exclusively your goods that you are purchasing, not anything else, everyone. For example, in this case, they have said that one particular person we have bought 55,000. On July 10, we have got 80,000. Then done. So when we talk about the purchase book, record the particular thing is exclusively from the point of view of goods only. Do not record anything else that you are doing. So in this case, if I talk about the purchase book, it should be goods. And what are the goods? In this case, it was 55 and 80. This is one particular important element which has been extracted from the different conceptual area altogether. So I hope this is absolutely clear to you. In case you are facing any problem, just let me know. And look at the particular point of ledger now, everyone. Now, what happens in terms of ledger? पता है? When we talk about purchase book records credit purchases, but exclusively of goods. But when we talk about the overall Journal. In terms of journal, we are going different. And even in terms of ledger, ledger is what? Ledger is basically tabular description of the entire books that we are maintaining. है ना? So in this case, if I talk about the ledger, purchase account will always have debit balance and supplier will always have credit. There's a reason behind it. This is an expense and this is a liability. Liabilities are always on the credit side and your expense is always on the debit side. They are following this basic rule and that is why their valuation has been like this. Everyone, then what is your sales book? Under sales book means you are selling what? You're selling only the basic things, that is your goods. Then only that part has to be included in your books of accounts. है ना? Done. When we talk about the specific area of sales, sales is basically related to that area only. Then they say, what is the basis? Always remember the basis is not the sales. The basis, if we are taking the sales, and that only the credit sales has to be considered, not the cash sales. And that to credit sales of our business, not from anywhere else. Done. Sales book format, in this case, what do? You, since the particular person, when we look forward towards the area of uh, anything related to this specific area, where that is related to the area of sales, then what happens? Sales means some money is coming into the organization. When we talk about the specific area of sales book is recorded just for the sake of our sales day book and then purchase day book. Done, everyone? When we talk about the sales book, this is exclusively for your goods that you are keeping and that too on credit. And yes, you have to make sure that you are recording everything as per the format that they have specified. You have to record the valuation of those particular goods, then the market price of it, and the further issue has to be considered, that is from whom we have purchased those goods in terms of the credit period. And by the end of the year of the organization, that is 31st of March, we should be definitely more careful towards finishing off the organizational work in a proper manner, है ना? So when we talk about the area of sales book is going to record the entire year's only the credit sales. So everything sorted already. That can be done. So in this case, they have given on July 5, 9,900 goods were sold. On July 22, they said 19,500. So if someone asks, then this the total of this can be done by just adding it up. Done. In terms of sales book, what does it work? If your sales are basically something that you are dicey upon, then you can convert it into bills payable and bills receivable. Done. So when we talk about the sales book and the customer account, sales account and sales ledger is different. Huh? Sales account individual is just an account which has to be limited and ledger has to be created. Done. When we talk about the accounts, accounts are basically a broader perspective. When we talk about the ledger, it has limited area to widen up. When we talk about the specific area of sales and customers, in this case, when we talk about exclusively your cash movement, it can be either through your goods, it can be through your assets. If it is through asset, it will go into the cash book. But if it is through the business altogether, that would go into the business account. Okay? That is what we look forward to. Everyone, here comes the first question for you. X Limited maintains a simple cash book. It did not maintain which of the following accounts. They are maintaining simple petty cash book, or sorry, simple cash book. In this case, what are they missing on to? X Limited has maintained a simple cash book. Simple cash book means you have cash, bank balance, everything in one particular account itself. है ना? Purchase account in ledger, sales account in ledger, then purchase return in the account of ledger, and cash account in the amount of ledger. They are saying which is not needed to be maintained. When we talk about call account of the ledger, cash account of the ledger, actually you don't have to maintain the cash account or the basic working in terms of this, because it is already under the working and is being looked forward towards the specific area further as well. When we talk about the specific area of cash book, it is purchase account in ledger. Purchase account does not record any cash. Sales account in ledger, it does not record any cash. Purchase return in the account of ledger, or cash account in the ledger. When we talk about this specific area, we are not maintaining any books of accounts at that point of time. The best thing is to maintain the cash. Whatever cash comes in, whatever cash you lose, you record that specific movement of cash. In this case, you always have a clarity whatever you have spent and whatever you are left in the business. Done. Now moving on to the next question, everyone. What is the main purpose of subsidiary books, everyone? What's the main purpose of subsi books? Take a moment and solve it up and let me know the answer. What is the main purpose of these subsidy books? The main purpose is basically to, then they cannot replace ledgers overall. But what they can definitely do is they can give you specific information. The information which is specific only to sales, only to purchase, only to a specific area altogether. Here comes the next question. How is cash brought in by the owner specified in terms of cash book, everyone? How do you specify it? If I'm the owner and I get money into the business, what would I do? What is coming in the business? Cash is coming in. That has to be a debit part. And when the owner brings something into the business, this money is basically he's the giver. So this is cash to capital. In the first case, it is capital to bank. So no, cash to capital is the second one. This is the answer. Bank to cash is a no, and cash to sales is also a no. The answer is cash to capital. Credit sales amounting to 3,000, cash sales accounting to 2,000 was entered in the sales daybook. Determine the amount eligible to be recorded. Always remember sales day book. I told you that we were dealing with this in the beginning only. This is exclusively for credit sales. This does not record cash sales. है ना? No cash sales is to be recorded in this area. So what do we record, everyone? We record only the credit sales. So in this case, what should be the answer according to you? Total of it, 5,000, 6,000, 1,000 or 3,000? In this case, the answer should be 3,000. Right? Achha, this is a specific, and let me tell you about this in detail as well. When we talk about cash book said I will record all the cash based transactions. ठीक है ना? When we talk about sales are of two types. Cash sales, matlab the sales in which you make the sales right away and get your cash back, and then is credit sales. Same thing happens with purchases. We have purchases, cash purchases, and then we have credit purchases. So cash sales goes into cash book, cash purchases goes into cash book, while credit sales and credit purchases goes into their specific. This goes into sales day book, and this goes into purchase day book. Got the idea? What's the difference between the two? Now, this is not the only thing that we need to discuss. After sales purchase, we have the bills receivable and bills payable. This is basically regarding the documentation of the money that we owe to someone else. Bills payable is basically the money that we owe to someone else, and bill receivable is the amount that we are entitled to receive from someone else in the upcoming future. If we'll be receiving these funds in the future, then what do we do in this case? Simple. Bills receivable goes into bills receivables, and bills payable is basically written document, and normally this is a short-term book that we prepare. Okay, for every single year, it is not more than 3 months basically normally though. Then when we talk about the last book is called journal proper, which records everything that is not recorded in the above 7 books. That is why it is journal proper or miscellaneous journal. Everything is related to this area. For example, your depreciation. Then we talk about not only depreciation, everyone, any entries which are to be rectified, they are also part of journal. Then if there's any error in the journal entry and everything, that's also included in this. And not only this, everyone, but also the specific area of anything which is related to the adjustments to be made for the future. You found any fraud that is being corrected, that is also included. So when we talk about the journal, miscellaneous journal overall, this is something which includes everything which doesn't fall into place in any of the above 7 organizations. Okay? Done, everyone? I hope you've got the specific idea. Next question is this. A subsidiary books where the following transactions will be recorded. There's 3000 rupees paid as 1000 to in cash to Sham and received discount of rupees 2000. I was supposed to pay 3000 while I paid only 1000 and remaining was given was basically when we talk about the specific area of this, what do we include in this? When we talk about this area, what would you record? We are talking about 3000 and then we have 2000 here as well. 3000 is basically the amount that was supposed to be paid, and there's a discount in this as well. When we talk about discount as well as the normal amount, this is basically double column or triple column. This is your triple column cash book. Cash account, bank account, as well as discount received or discount given. They are to be recorded in this in the given manner. There are overall 3 types of cash books. Single column, only cash, only bank. Double column, cash and discount, bank and discount. And when we record triple column, we record all these 3 together. Cash, bank, as well as the last one is discount. That is a triple column cash book. Okay? Done. Done, everyone. I hope this particular session was helpful. This was regarding subsidiary books. Subsidiary books is a very interesting topic overall. But before I end my session, let me show you where to go if you're planning to purchase our courses. See, this is our website www.247.com. Go on to the specific area altogether. Go on to the area of JIIB and CIB. Now go on to the area of JAIIB May 2025. Here comes our increment batches. Everyone click on this increment batch. Click on the area of buy now. Go ahead and use the code buy 541 and apply it, and you will get it for 4241.79. You can get it 80% if you use the specific code and also download the app. This is our JIIB English Medium app, JIIB English Medium batch, which you'll find on our app as well. So please go ahead and check it out right away. And thank you so much for being there. I'll be meeting you in the sessions further. Bye bye and take care.